Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So Coach Frankie was asking me, have you heard of this Solinco string called Revolution? I was like, yeah, it's an older string. He's like, you gotta try it. All right, guys, so sponsoring my coffee of the day, we got Equator French roast today. And sponsoring that is Stefano Simoni, and in parentheses, it's Perighi. I follow you from Paris. I am an Italian tennis fan, and your videos are very informative. Thanks. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. If you want to support my dark roast coffee habit, network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Thank you all in advance. So my buddy Frankie was like, we were just trading texts. He was like, you heard of this string? Yeah, of course I heard of this string. He's like, no, you don't understand. The ratings are off the charts on this string. It's super playable, super durable, is what he was saying. And all the kids seem to be gravitating towards it. Yeah, I know. If you guys don't know about this string, it's actually a hexagonal string, and the edges are fairly defined. So you do feel it when you touch it, especially if you string it. It's supposed to be on the firmer side, but it kind of doesn't play that way. It plays fairly soft. It's not as soft as like a Hyper G, but it's not as firm as, definitely not as firm as a Tour Bite, and not as firm as a Confidential. So it kind of falls in between Hyper G and Confidential. But it's not super firm, even though it says it is, but it's not super soft. It's kind of meant for intermediate to advanced level players. Like the harder you swing, the better the sting reacts. So for all you hard hitters out there who want massive spin, right? This is actually a good choice because it is pretty durable too. It comes in a bunch of gauges. I'm actually going to try it out again after all these years, since, Coach Frankie knows what he's talking about. He does a lot of research. So I'm going to do 17 gauge on mine, and I think Goo's available, and I'm going to grab his racket and do 16 gauge on his. So we'll see you on the court. All right, so we just got off the court. Solinco Revolution. Goo's got the 16 gauge one. I got the 17 gauge one. Goo, thoughts?
Thoughts overall, I've used Solinco. I've never used the the Revolution before. But honestly, it reminds me a little bit of Hyper G and a little bit, or actually Confidential, with a little more bounce. Definitely has a little more pop. It's a little stiffer, in my opinion, than the Hyper G, but it delivers that pop and that power. In my opinion, this string reminds me of just having a little more juice when you need it the most, and it creates nice spin. Feel-wise, not as much as the feel and grip as Tour Bite, But overall, really fun string to play with. Had a ton of pop, and also gives you that spin.
Have you heard of this string before?
My childhood friend Jason Fung actually used to use this string quite a bit, so I've heard it. Never played with it actually.
I feel like this string has been out for at least
It's been around for a while.
6 to 10 years.
I mean, if Jason used to play with this in the juniors, then it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I think I'm guessing 10 years. But like this is kind of the forgotten Solinco string.
It's not very popular. It is not very popular.
Right, but like let me tell you this. Coach Frankie, whom you know,
Yeah.
said I was reading a bunch of online like rating sites of tennis strings, and this is always way up there.
Yeah, I mean it is. If you like Hyper G and they switch over to this string, I think they'll like it a lot more.
I actually agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. This holds tension better
Than Hyper G.
It's got a slightly firmer feel.
It's like Hyper G except stiffer.
Yes, just enough though.
Yeah, just enough.
It's not at confidential.
No.
But it's all it's kind of in between.
It's in between a confidential and a Hyper G.
But it's got like a better feel than a Hyper G does, I feel.
Yes, it does. I feel like I can pocket I have more confidence in pocketing with this string more than a Hyper G.
Yeah. So I guess the secret is out. Coach Frankie just revealed it. Those of you in the know of this string and use this string, now I guess after 10 years, right? The secret is out. You guys know. Give it a shot. It's Solinco Revolution.
The blue strings.
Blue strings. Comes in a bunch of gauges. Check out that blue.
It's a very nice blue.
That it is. All right. I want to thank my man Coach Goo for hanging out with me today and trying out the not so secret anymore Revolution. Goo, where can we find you?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll also be posting content there as well.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.
Hey man, you can tell he been through some emotional damage. No man, you look like you went through hell and back. You need some AP tennis. That's what you need.
I have some emotional damage.